right, so I wanted to show you how when I've got paint out from another project and I clearly got too much out, there's a lot of good stuff there, and I have this painting where I was learning different things and building layers, and so it's just a lot of stuff, texture at this point. So what I like to do is come in here for a real just loosen up, free flowing, enjoying the experience rather than getting caught up in the outcome. So a great exercise to loosen up even before, you know, maybe you're going to paint something more serious and you want to just kind of warm yourself up and breathe and kind of, you know, because otherwise you can get really tight and stressed, and I've been that way. In fact, I was working on something yesterday and I got all, ugh, I don't know, like just tight is how I can best explain it. So what I'm doing now is I just use these brushes. I'm not even going to wash them. I'm just drying them out, and I'm going to start freely applying color. And let me get some white out. I'm just using gesso here, but I'm going to create with thinking only about color and shape and maybe, and also value, light and dark. So that's kind of all I'm starting with, making colors that I like and putting them on the paper. So I've got some beautiful colors that I'm gonna do a separate YouTube on these. Oh, my timer just went off. Okay, I thought that's what it was. Anyway, the Nova colors, that's what I was talking about. I just got some new colors, so they're on here, and I'm really loving, they're really bright, but when you mix, you just get some fabulous colors. So one of them is this fluorescent magenta. And Nova Color, that's the company that makes these, wants me to come up with a my favorite colors, and then they're gonna make them in a bundle and give you all a discount. So they contacted me last week, I guess. So that's great, because it is good paint and it's inexpensive. You can't buy it in a store. So I didn't know that these sort of florally things were going to start happening. That was not my plan. But I'm going to just go back to adding color. And I use really not very nice brushes for this because I'm really rough on them. I kind of hold it sideways for some reason rather than like this. I mean, I think it frees me more, and I'm just seeing with all these colors what can I, and then if I want more coverage, I'll turn the brush this way. But what kind of colors can I create? That's what I'm doing here. All right, we have too many pinks, so definitely need to, I'm not going to wash my brush though, I'm just going to dry it and grab some blue and try to stay away from the colors I've already done because I don't want to make mud. I could let it dry, but for the purpose of the video, I'm gonna just kind of stay away. This is a cobalt blue. Here's what I'm using, cobalt blue. I only have 6 colors here. Well, 7 including the white. I have the fluorescent magenta, the Ari Lied yellow, fluorescent red, oh, and this incredible blue green. we'll get to that. So pretty. And I'm not sure there's a color I couldn't make with what I've got on here. I mean, it's unbelievable, because I can go neutral, I can go bright. That's why I like brights. I can always tone a bright down, right? But they're pretty hard to create. So I like starting with these really bright colors that then I mix. And you end up with colors that you've created because I'm not washing my brush out. At some point I will, but this color right here is a turquoise mixed with, look at my brush. I mean, I've got orange on there, purple on there. I did switch sides, so I'm not using the purple side, but there's a little bit of that purple in there, which toned it down. And if I want, you know, a brighter color, then I will at some point wash or switch brushes, but this is how you end up mixing beautiful colors. Look at that mint with the pink. But this is just about playing and seeing what your brushes do, what your paints do, what colors you end up creating. Seeing what you like. Practicing not thinking too much. It's hard. It's much harder than, I think, than just creating a, you know, getting, say, a picture of a flower in front of you, or a landscape or something that you want to kind of, you know, loosely or closely create. I think you would think it'd be easier to just let go, right? I guess that's because in life we're always, you know, focused on results. And there was a podcast, what does he call it? It's Andy Pizza. Oh God, Creative Pep Talk, that's it. And he was talking about doing activities just for the sake, where the activity itself is the reward. Okay, time to get a new brush. And I'll let this dry a little while I'm talking. Anyway, he called them like atelier, I think it's a French word, activities. But anyway, activities that just doing them is the reward. There's no outcome or result that you're going for. And I thought, boy, you know, we need to remember that in creating. Just the creating itself is the goal, not the outcome. So if you can let yourself play like this and, you know, maybe listen to a podcast or some, you know, an online class or something that distracts you, you know, like right now I'm being distracted by talking to you. And I've done this before where I've gone live and I've painted and I ended up really liking what I did. And I think it's because I was not able to focus too hard. So something to get your brain away from the stuff that it wants to do when you're creating. And, you know, going from one color to color like this and going and then just making them and saying, oh, that's pretty, that's a pretty plum. Well, what happens if I add yellow to that? You know, does that make a color I like? No, I knew it was going to make a brown because they were complementary colors. There's nothing wrong with brown. I just don't want it in my painting. And my palette is getting so full. I really need to scrape it. I'll show you how I do that. It's a piece of glass that I got on Amazon that, you know, when you buy I think it was called photo frame replacement glass. So it's just an 8 by 10 piece of, I'm gonna save that fluorescent there. The rest of this is dry. And this is a razor blade thingy that I stole from the garage. My husband, he has a few. He's not gonna miss it. Let's see what else needs to come up. Okay, it's pretty mucked up with paint. That's a good sign. Because I need more white. And I want to play with brightening some things. I don't use a really wet brush for this because I want the color to be intense. Let's see, I ordered this yellow ochre, but that's really just gonna be good for blending. It's too muted for me. Let's see what other colors to play with. Let's try this quinacridone purple. I've used it before and it's a really nice deep plum. And you can warm it up by adding just a touch of yellow, just a touch, or it'll go brown fast. Let's see, so I think I want some, I like to use sometimes pot shapes. So maybe I'll make some pot shapes. Still using the side of my brush, but it's this little one. And I also like arches. So maybe I'll do an arch here. Growing up in Latin America, the Spanish colonial houses all had arches. And one of my favorite plants is bougainvillea. So let's do a shout out to a bougainvillea, which they're very bright and they have lots of little leaves. So I guess I'll have to wash my brush or dry, or at least wipe it. Maybe that's one of those big cascading bougainvilleas. So you can tone down a green by adding its complement, which is a red or even a purple or a pink. This isn't quite dry, that purple, but just for illustration purposes. I mean, look at just playing with green, just greens. They're amazing. Playing with lines. I'm wanting to bring some more light stuff in here. The painting, this is where you can really learn by changing value, going in with some lights and darks. this is, I guess, what I kind of call an anchoring color, where I'm coming in with something that I'm putting all, I don't have to put it all around, but I'm putting enough of it that it helps bring things together. So at this point I am thinking a little bit more, but still trying to stay really loose, still holding my brush and not getting, you know, working to not get fussy. Seems funny to say, but working to let go, right? Oh my gosh, somebody once, I think I took a meditation class and we were laughing about how hard it is, the hard work to let go. And, you know, I've been hearing quotes from painters, reading them, like Monet and Gauguin and Cezanne, and I guess a lot of the Impressionists, and how the less they said, the less they thought, the better they painted, the less they, you know, agonized, the more like they liked what they did. So that's why I think it's helpful to listen to something and distract yourself. Because you're going to learn about color, materials, brushes, little bits. You'll make something in the painting that you like. You know, you'll say, "Ooh, I really like this part." Like for me, let's see if I feel that way about any of this at this point. I do kind of like here. That's interesting. And then the other thing is to step away. Oh, this is really helpful to me. Either step away, or sometimes that's, if you're sitting there, that's hard, or you don't have a place to prop up your painting to step away. So if you take a picture of it with your phone, and then look at it, it'll be the same effect as stepping away, because it'll be much smaller. So that can be helpful too. Still using this little brush that thank goodness it's in my not very nice brush box, because it's getting quite destroyed. Feeling like I want some more yellow over here. I've got some here. I just want to brighten that up here and here. I have not washed this brush yet, guys. Because then you end up with a unified painting, in the sense that your colors are all blended. There's a tiny bit of pretty much everything in this brush at this point. Well, this is fun. Sometimes it's hard to stop. Oh, I think I want to bring up, so the turquoise, yeah, let's bring the turquoise out a little bit. And then I'm gonna stop, because I'm procrastinating on things that need to get done by painting with you guys, which is fine, right? Why does turquoise make me so happy? Let's do a super light turquoise. I am using up some of the paint. This is a great exercise to just do a lot of these when you get the paint out. Just do one after another. Do them in your sketchbook. And concentrating on color value, so light and dark. You can think about shape or you can just think about color, so, or you can do both. And we haven't even done any mediums besides paint yet. Well, this was fun. Thanks for joining me, and I hope that you use this exercise to loosen up and play and enjoy the experience of creating without worrying about the outcome. And how to use up a piece of paper that had whatever on it. Oh, my doggy says hello. I don't think they can see you. No, I don't. Okay, I gotta show you my dog because she's so freaking cute. Say hi, Dodo. Say hi. Look at that wiggle. What do you want? I know. I should be taking you for a walk. I will. Okay, have a great day, guys.